Welcome, everybody, to Gotham Green Radio live. We are live. We are live. We are live. And we are going to be opening, talking about the 2026 New York Jets. I'm JC3. We're coming to you straight from the heart of Gang Green Nation. Tonight, we're breaking down like I said, the 2025 New York Jets. Where they stand, what's going wrong, and what's next for this team. We're live, so hit that chat. Tell me where you're tuning in from, and let's talk about this wild, frustrating, absolutely chaotic season so far. We're only 6 games in. That's Big Joe right there. Big Joe, say hello.
Help
me. He said, help me. All right, so let's start with the obvious, Dad.
What's the obvious?
The Jets are 0-6. New head coach Aaron Glenn. His first year has turned into a baptism by fire. Justin Fields brought in to be the new face of the franchise as they're completely lost in the offense. 9 sacks against Denver for a totaling of negative 55 yards. The Jets had 45 yards passing. So in this game, the net yard of passing was minus 10.
People understand that he had 45 yards passing, but every time he got sacked for 4 or 5 yards, they take that off the total, and he's in the negative.
Yes. They had.
You gotta laugh because if you don't laugh, I mean, it has now become a comedy act. Okay, more so than normal. I mean, I just had a good friend finally said enough is enough, and he died.
Okay, that's not.
He didn't kill himself. He just fucking said, I can't do this anymore. I'm not waiting, and he just gave up. Okay, this is the kind of shit that we get as Jet fans, and it gets churned over every year. The same thing over and over. You're shaking your head. Why?
Well, because I don't want to bring someone's death into the reason why the Jets are the way they are.
Okay.
Anywho, they had 9 sacks against them. 9 sacks. Justin Fields had 9 completions the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
So they had just as many sacks as they did completions. Now, my question for you is, who do you put that on? Is that on the quarterback not getting rid of the ball, or is that on the offensive line?
It's on both, and it's not on the offensive line. Okay, the offensive line is doing its job. They're who they are. The problem with Justin Fields is when you brought him in here, he has to run the ball. If he doesn't run the ball, he's not going to be effective. Yes, he can throw deep. He's got a great arm throwing deep. Problem is, if he can't stay vertical, he's not going to throw deep. All right? When he's on the run, he might get you a couple of completions. They don't stretch the field at all. I mean, I think that what was the longest pass this weekend? 10 yards?
I don't know, but all I know is they don't have wide receivers that separate either, besides Garrett Wilson.
Because, again, they can't separate when the quarterback is running for his fucking life.
Look at you.
We're live. That's just the way it is. There's nothing you can do there. The rookie, you're gonna hear this word a lot, rookie. This rookie offensive coordinator, I guess he didn't get the memo when they gave him $30 million guaranteed. Why they would give him $30 million guaranteed, I have no clue. What did they see in him? They didn't see anything. And when the Bears drafted him, they saw nothing in Pittsburgh. But only the Jets come along and they gave the guy $30 million guaranteed for 2 years.
$40 million.
$40 million, but 30 guaranteed. Now, that's clearly on ownership. This whole thing is on ownership. It has nothing. You're hiring the wrong people. You're hiring the wrong people. All right? You've gone through 5 general managers since they hired that genius Idzig to take over for Tannenbaum. All right? You've had 6. How many? 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 rookie head coaches. Now, all right. So we're not gonna say Adam Gase, because technically he wasn't a rookie. He was down in Miami. I get it. All right. But him and his bugged out eyes came up here and they couldn't do anything because he was arrogant. They think they know everything. They don't know everything. Aaron Glenn, although it's a good feel-good story from the Jet Nation perspective, an ex-player, a great player comes in, he's going to take it over, and, we're built for this shit, and we're the Jets, and we're this, and we're that. He hasn't showed me anything. Nothing. He makes stupid calls during the game. I just don't know why anybody keeps buying into this. The owner does the same thing every year. Every 3 years does the same thing. New general manager, new rookie head coach, and then he's got the balls to sit there and tell you we're trying something different. You're not trying anything different. You know nothing of football. You're an idiot. You walk around with your Woody chain on like you're one in the hood. You're not. You're a little mealy-mouthed prick who had daddy's money and don't know shit about the game. Sell a fucking team. Let us Jet fans fucking finally have something we can root for. I've had it with you. I can't stand you. You're a loser. Okay? Go ahead. I had to get that out because if I don't, I'm going to bust.
Whoa. Bust in a good way or a bad way?
You never get the bust in a good way with this team.
All right, so let's just put it like this. I'm asking the Jet fans out there, and I'm asking you, do you believe that Justin Fields is the guy?
The guy for what? Selling tickets? Selling beer? Yes. Being an NFL quarterback? Hell no. What more do you need? What more do you need to see? But you know what? It isn't going to matter because now he's got $30 million in his pocket, so he can be whatever he wants to be. He can go out there, dress every week, and pretend he's a quarterback. And you'll get this moron that's running the show to sit there and not take him out when he can't complete a fucking pass. And then what he does, what we'll do is with the end of the first half, I don't know if anybody saw this game, but the end of the first half, he fake punts it, gets the first down, and then sits on 2 minutes. Throw the ball down the fucking field. How about a Hail Mary? Can we get that? No, you can't. Well, if you don't have any faith in your quarterback to throw a Hail Mary, if you have no faith in your quarterback to get the job done on a 2-minute drill, then maybe, just maybe, you should have no faith in your quarterback to play.
So that puts the question is, do you go to Tyrod Taylor?
Absolutely. And I go to Brandon Cook as well. Okay? Because
what the fuck is Brandon Cook?
Is that his name, the number third stringer?
I have no idea.
Well, I think that's his name. You don't know what you got. You got the guy, you're paying him. You know what you got in Tyrod Taylor? You're 0-6. Newsflash. You're not going anywhere. Where are the wins coming from? You think you're going to beat Carolina this week? Carolina's 3-3. Okay, you think you're going to beat Miami when Miami comes up there? They're going to laugh in your face again. Miami went toe-to-toe with Buffalo, who's now on their last legs for whatever reason. I don't know. So I want to know where the win's going to come from. So throw it out. Season's over.
Look, I don't think wins are coming. I think it's just I don't think you put Justin Fields back out there. It's just like, do you remember when you had the whole Zach Wilson controversy and they turned around, you can't put Zach Wilson back on the field.
Yeah.
You have to go to Joe Flacco.
Was the one that was, no, it was, who was the one who was seeing ghosts?
That was Darnold.
Darnold, okay.
Darnold was seeing ghosts. But Zach Wilson was the one that, I forgot which game it was. I think it was against the Vikings, where they're like, do you feel personally responsible for any of these losses? He goes, no. Or letting down the defense. He was like, no, I don't feel responsible for letting down the defense. They set his ass, and I think Joe Flacco started from there. Yeah. I think at this point, look, Justin Fields has not had a media botch like that, but he's not playing well at all. All right,
he's not going to play well. He can't. He's not talented enough to play.
This whole game flipped because when I say that, the first 4 weeks you're talking about the defense played like shit and the offense played decent. It may have had a bad game against Buffalo, but at least they played decent. They scored 30 points against Pittsburgh. They scored almost 30 points against the other team. Dallas and Buffalo were the only two games that they really fucked up on. But at least the team scored something.
Which one did Tyrod Taylor play in?
He played in the one against Buffalo.
Okay.
And that offense wasn't that bad.
They got their ass kicked.
They got their ass kicked, yes, but they didn't because of the defense. The defense couldn't stop them.
Okay.
Like if you look at the scores,
hold on a minute. The defense couldn't stop them because you needed another defensive back, which they did when they went out and got that kid Brown. That takes a lot of pressure, off of that defense when you got somebody of that caliber that came in and played. He came in and played this week, and he took the pressure off the linebackers. He took the pressure off everybody, and he actually played well.
Sorry. Justin Fields played against the Bills. They lost 30-10. Tyrod Taylor played against the Buccaneers. I forgot about the Buccaneers game, and that was a 29-27 loss.
Yeah, it was, but the last two touchdowns were in mop-up duty. But again, he got him.
Remember, they took the fucking lead at one point.
Yeah,
for 2 minutes
right.
ago.
So why isn't Tyrod Taylor in now? You put Tyrod Taylor in, even in the fourth quarter yesterday or on Sunday. You were winning that game. And why? This is what blows my mind. You bring in a kicker who's one of the best kickers in the National Football League. Still can kick. You have a shot. You have not completed more than 8-9 yards in a single pass all day. You are now third or fourth and 8. Why didn't you just at least if he doesn't complete to get the 8 yards, you're losing. You have a 30%, 40% chance of Nick Folk hitting that and winning by 1. Why wouldn't you do that? So if you know you're going to lose. If he misses it, you lose. What gives you any indication that you're going to get that first down on 3rd and 8? You're not. Because, first of all, he threw the fucking ball an hour and a half late. I mean, at that point, Garrett Wilson was already on a goddamn plane by the time he threw it. This is what I mean by coaching.
No, I agree with you. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying
No, I'm not.
What I'm saying is there's a problem here, and I think it goes far beyond coaching. I think they brought in bad players. I'm not saying that getting rid of Aaron Rodgers was.
Don't get me started on that.
No, I'm not saying. I believe getting rid of Aaron Rodgers was the right decision.
Sure, it was. To ask Pittsburgh if it was the right decision. It was perfect for them. They're what, 5-1 now?
Pittsburgh is a different animal. Pittsburgh,
fuck out of here.
Listen to me. Pittsburgh has had steady coaching. Their coach is an elite all-time, probably an NFL Hall of Fame coach. All right. They have a good offensive coordinator who's established. They have a wide receiver. Now, granted, yes, Garrett Wilson's a great wide receiver, but they have a wide receiver in DK Metcalf, in which they brought in, who is a beast. So, yes, and they have a really good established offensive line. So, yes, Aaron Rodgers, Pittsburgh was 4-2 with Justin Fields last year. 4-2 with Justin Fields last year. So don't get me started that Aaron Rodgers is the reason why Pittsburgh is 5-1. They're not.
Okay. All right. You had your say? If Aaron Rodgers right now is on New York Jets, are they 0-6?
No, they're not 0-6, but they're probably 2-4.
You're out of your mind.
I'm not.
You're out of your mind. First of all, they beat Pittsburgh opening day. They would have beat the Buccaneers. They would have won this game. That's 3. And they would have beat Tampa Bay. That's 4. You're 4-2. You are right there in first place. With New England again. For all you people who woke up today and find out that, Buffalo basically laid over last night. Now, New England, once again, with the coach that came in and interviewed with the Jets, because the Jets are too stupid to realize they're going to bring him in, and he doesn't want to be with the Jets. They're just giving New England more leverage to get him. But, of course, the idiot, the moron, the stupid person that is the owner of this team, him and his dopey brother, do things half-ass and stupid. He thinks people respect him. No one respects him. Woody, no one respects you.
So is this about the football team, or do you just want to go after Woody personally? Because I feel like this is what this episode started.
This is about everything, because everything that they've done in the last 15 years has led us to where we are today. Mismanagement, hiring the wrong people, taking advice from the wrong people. Let's not forget Adam Gase. Adam Gase, top boy, looking like a fucking, I don't know, the guy from Frankenstein. What the hell was his name? What the fuck did he ever do to actually impress the Jets brass enough? Oh, that's right. Peyton Manning told him he was going to be a great. Look, where is he now? Parking cars somewhere? He certainly isn't with an NFL team anywhere, not to my knowledge.
No, I don't believe Adam Gase.
So explain to me how doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, but claiming you're doing something different. Explain to me how that's sanity. Explain to me how that. I think the insane thing is here how people continue to pay for this product.
Well, let's just put it like this. One, I can't sit here and go, look, you're taking a chance on every coach you hire. No coach is guaranteed to sit there and win anything. So no matter what you do, you're taking a chance because you don't know if you're bringing in the right talent that mixes with the coach, the right offensive coordinators that mix in with the coach. You don't know any of that.
You're right, you don't. But starting the game with already when you're bringing in the coach, and I mean, not like this time. They hired Glenn before they hired Muji. Who does that? The GM is the one that's got to hire. The GM is the one that's got to do all that work. He didn't. Aaron Glenn brought him in because he had dinner with him somewhere in Colorado. That's the reason why they brought Muji here. He's got no resume. He wasn't a general manager. Darren McCagnon, not a general manager. John Idzik, I don't even know what he was. I think he was selling hot dogs in the stadium and filled out a fucking, a card. Yes, you can be a fucking Jets GM. But of course, they're not going to bring in the right people for the right personnel because they don't know themselves. Are we forgetting the last time they decided to go to Green Bay and get a quarterback? Chad Pennington, who you drafted number 1 or whatever it was a decent quarterback. Yes, he was injured, but you threw him to the wayside until he came back and fucking stuck up your ass when he was playing and won the division down in Miami. You didn't like that. Yet nobody liked that what happened. But yet they brought Brett Favre in. And what did he do? Hurt himself and showed his dick on his fucking phone.
He did show his dick on his phone.
Okay, this is the shit that we got to put up with every goddamn year. But yet this moron that owns the team doesn't know what he's doing.
Well, think about it this way.
I've thought about it every other way.
Again, you want to have the comparisons. You want to have this, that, and the third. Look, Detroit was doing that their entire fucking life. The last time Detroit was even relevant was when Barry Sanders was their running back, and that was 30 years ago.
And they weren't relevant then either. He was about the only good guy on the team.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. So they bring in Dan Campbell, who goes 0-16 his first season.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan Campbell, granted, was Dan Campbell no matter what. You know, he may have went 0-16, but he said, fuck you, I'm going to play the way I want. Mm-hmm. And that's what he did.
Because he had enough balls to challenge the owner. The owner, what's her name, Mary Ford or whatever from the Ford Foundation?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that she's just, she's sitting there in that seat, owning the team, collecting the revenue. I didn't think she cared. Dan Campbell came in, and they hit lightning in a bottle with Dan Campbell. Was he terrible the first year? Absolutely. But there was some kind of hope there. He did it his own way, but he actually made the right moves. He managed the game properly.
No.
Yeah, he did.
No,
yeah, there was not stupid moves like sitting on the other team's lead going into the locker room.
No, okay. First of all, when you could sit there and say when you're playing with house money, when you're playing with house money, and you're going on fourth downs in your own area of the field, mm-hmm. That is not good management football. Mm-hmm. That's not at all. The reason he did that is because, one, we're a losing team, we suck anyway, and if people are expecting us to lose no matter what. Mm-hmm. So that's why he did it. The Jets are not doing it that way. The Jets are sitting here saying, well, we expect to be something else. We don't expect to suck.
Why wouldn't you? Had a top 10 defense when this guy got here. Are you not forgetting the last 2 years? The Jets had a smoking hot defense. Where is that now? Where is that defense now? I know DJ Reed left. I get all that. They're all gone because they didn't want to sit here and play. And I'll give you another thing. When this guy came over, every time somebody comes over from another team, a coach comes over from another team, he brings some players with him. Do you remember when Rex got here, brought over Jim Leonard, brought over, what's his name? Can't remember his name right now. Bart Scott. He brought them over. They wanted to play for him.
Because they were free agents. There were no free agents on this Lions defense.
So why didn't we go and why didn't we do some trading for them? Do something. Somebody should have came over.
Because we don't have the assets for that.
Oh, come on.
When you sit there and basically traded your future away over the last 2 years for Aaron Rodgers, and that's what the Jets did.
What did they trade away for him?
They traded a first round last year, a first round this year, and a second conditional round, I think, in the following year.
Right. And here's the problem when they brought him in. They let him run the show. They let him come in there, and he brought in all his, the only thing that I actually wanted him to bring in was the kid who is now with the Rams. That's the only guy. Davante Adams. I didn't want the other guy, number 10.
Well, I mean, he brought that. And what happened?
What happened was before the end of the season, they went in the tank because they were playing for first place coming out of London. Yeah, they lost to the Vikings. I get it. Yada, yada, yada. But they were playing for first place on that Monday night.
Oh, don't you fucking
head
start
coach.
But shut the fuck up on that one, because you're the one who sat there and wanted that head coach fired. You're the one who wanted Robert Saleh fired.
Then.
Yes,
No.
Yes.
You're not gonna do that to me.
You wanted him fired the year before that.
Because he sucked as a head coach.
So don't sit here and tell me, yes, he did suck as a head coach.
So now you're playing for first place a year later, and now all of a sudden, you're going to make the change? Does that make any sense to you?
Because the offense did not do its job.
Deal. So on that premise, when the offense didn't do its job and you're in London and you're losing, and you get back to the States, you fire the coach.
Well, do you know why that happened? Because
No, why?
A lot of people reporting that was an Aaron Rodgers decision that happened.
Oh, come on. I don't believe it.
Aaron Rodgers had more sway on this team than anybody. And do you not think that it's exactly what, and like, granted, I don't agree with how they got rid of him, but it would have been exactly the same thing where Glenn's trying to say something. Everyone's like, was that what Aaron wants? Is that what Aaron wants? You cannot have that with a head coach.
You're right. You cannot have that with a head coach that's going to come in who's done nothing and then come in and try to coach somebody like Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers knew that when he went to Pittsburgh, he knew he wasn't going to fuck with Tomlin. Why? Because Tomlin's an established coach. Here's a kicker for you. If the Jets would have brought in Mike McCarthy this year, they could have drafted a quarterback this upcoming draft. Hold on. And then that guy could have sat under Rodgers and learned. Mike McCarthy and him worked together wonderfully.
Okay. And what makes you think Mike McCarthy wanted to come to the Jets?
Twice. Don't you forget the first time they interviewed him and Gase? Hold on. Mike McCarthy, Adam Gase.
Well, and then he chose Dallas.
He chose Dallas because he wasn't accepted by the Jets. The Jets, long before he went to Dallas, the Jets had him in the building. He was the favorite to get the job, and then Bug-Eyed Boy comes through the door. That's the problem. That is the problem right there. Again, it bit him in the ass because they had to go get Adam Gase because he was a genius. He wasn't. He was the quarterback guru. What did he do? Nothing. He did nothing for Zach Wilson. Nothing. Now, I'm not saying Zach Wilson is the next coming of fucking, Vinny Testaverde. He's not. But he's serviceable. You could have done something with him and made him as a bridge quarterback if he didn't develop. But the Jets never develop quarterbacks. They develop headaches.
You're wrong. Your timeline's wrong on this one. Gase was with Darnold, not Zach Wilson.
Who was with Zach Wilson?
That was Robert Saleh.
Okay, so Saleh didn't do it then. Nobody can develop quarterbacks for the Jets. Well, Mike McCarthy can.
He developed one quarterback.
One first ballot Hall of
Famer.
Famer.
Quarterback. And he.
Come on, huh?
No. He developed one. First of all, he didn't even develop him. All right, he was under fucking Brett Favre for 3 years.
Who was the coach?
I understand.
That's all you need to know.
That's not how that goes.
That's exactly how that goes.
If he was so good, if Mike McCarthy was so good, why is he out at Dallas? And how come Dak Prescott isn't? I mean, granted, he's putting up numbers this year because he has an offensive fucking coach. But why wasn't Dak Prescott, the greatest thing since sliced fucking bread? No. People want to get rid of Dak Prescott in Dallas.
Because Dak Prescott, is that whatever the fuck his name is not that good of a quarterback. He's not. Period.
So is it the head coach or is it the quarterback? If Mike McCarthy is such a great head coach and he could develop a quarterback, which he's only had one, let's put it, Mike LaFleur is the one who developed what's his face, who's coaching, who's the quarterback of Green Bay now.
He sat behind Aaron Rodgers how many years?
For 3 years.
Okay.
So that's my point then. So is it the head coach or is it the quarterback?
Bring LaFleur here. I'll take LaFleur in a heartbeat.
He's coaching Green Bay.
Get it. So the quarterback was developed, two reasons. You're sitting behind, and I just said that to you. They could have kept Aaron Rodgers, all right, with Mike McCarthy. They could have developed another quarterback, but they could have drafted another quarterback either last year or this upcoming year. and you have your long-term coach who knows what the fuck he's doing. But again, we're going to hire a rookie. And the feel-good story of the day, the Jets always win those headlines in the offseason. If they're not changing their uniforms every 15 minutes.
What feel-good story of the Aaron Rodgers seasons?
Go chasing Aaron Rodgers. The Jets are finally going after a quarterback.
Feel-good story?
Joe, you sat there and watched fucking, what's his name, every day, trying to find out if he was going to fucking sign with the Jets.
That's not a feel-good story. People fucking hated those 2 seasons. What did the media sit there and go, especially the New York media, going after?
I'm not talking about the media, because the media in this town is just
so don't sit there and say it's a feel-good story. Feel-good story is when everybody, including the media, sits there and goes,
I disagree. The fan base is what I'm worried about. I represent the fan base. I don't care what the media does, because the media, you know what? The media builds you up and they knock you down. I have no interest in what the media says at all. I don't care, okay? Because they haven't held this owner's feet to the fire at all. All right? All I know is this guy's 0-6, and the first thing out of their mouths is, you know what? He's stupid. He's this, he's that. He can't do that. Where were you at the beginning of the year? I told you at the beginning of the year, he's not good material. What happened to Detroit's defense when he left? They got better.
They were fantastic last year.
But they got better and fantastic now.
Okay, that's fine. That's because Dan Campbell's calling plays right now.
Oh, so it was Dan Campbell. It wasn't Aaron Glenn.
It was both. It was a combination of both.
Well, then bring us Dan Campbell, and we'll have the combination here. But we don't have it. We took the lower rung of the combination and decided that he was going to make good material when nobody else did it.
How about this?
Other team does what they do.
How about this? Maybe it's the players, not the coach.
Okay, who gets the players in there?
GM.
Okay, point taken. GM, another guy comes in, no resume, no nothing. You're giving the keys to the kingdom to these people who don't have a resume. You're giving them. I'm going to tell you right now, John Gruden, he's on the Jets. If he's Jets on the Jets from the beginning of the year, all right, you're not 0-6.
Yeah, you're 4-2. No, you're not 4-2.
Oh, bullshit.
Stop it.
Don't believe it.
You're going to tell me that John Gruden can take fucking the quarterback that we have now and make him a 4-2 quarterback?
No. I said if he was here, that would mean he's making the right moves. He would have put Tyrod Taylor in there.
How do you know he's making the right moves?
Because of Tyrod, anybody but
Stop it.
No.
All right, he was the head coach. Look. He was the head coach of fucking of Oakland before they got rid of him, and they fucking sucked. Oakland still sucks, all right? So don't tell me.
He was there?
Yeah.
Weren't they in the Super Bowl?
No.
Oh, that's right. He beat them in the Super Bowl when he went to Tampa Bay. Okay.
Years ago.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't matter. He's still a good coach.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't. So you're going to tell me that Aaron Glenn, you trust your team more with Aaron Glenn than you would with John Gruden? Please tell me, because I'll take the headphones down. I'll put them down.
With what talent?
With the current roster they got right now.
They would still have a losing record because his team is not that good.
I don't believe that for a minute. Sorry, I don't.
This defense is not that good. They lost players. They did not add anybody.
Again, general manager.
I understand it's the general manager, but what I'm saying if you have the general, you're not talking about a coach situation here. You're talking about a general manager situation here.
Correct.
If Muji's not the general manager and they kept whatever the fuck his name was last year, the fat guy,
Joe Fields,
Joe Douglas, and he puts are the Jets 0-6.
Run that by me again.
If Joe Douglas is still the general manager with Aaron Glenn as head coach, are the Jets 0-6?
Yeah.
Why?
Because both of them sucked.
Okay.
Joe Douglas was not a good general manager. He was a fucking executive for Philadelphia.
So if you put Joe Douglas as general manager with the blonde guy, the fucking we were talking about John Gruden, are the Jets 0-6?
No. You want to know why? Because John Gruden would have enough balls to go up to him and not sit there and go, the Mooj said this, or the Mooj said that, or the Mooj said this, or Mooj turns around and goes, AG said this, AG said. First of all, I'm tired of the dancing. All right? God. John Gruden would have had enough balls to go right at him and say, no, I want this is the players I want. You need to do your best to get them. I got experience. You don't. And in a perfect world, that's what you want. You want a sounding board off your coach who's got to, I don't know, coach these players. So you want to get them semi what they want. Aaron Glenn had one thing in mind. One thing. He came in and he was going to get rid of Aaron Rodgers because he couldn't handle Aaron Rodgers. And the reason why they couldn't handle Aaron Rodgers is because the stupid-ass owner basically blew him to get him here. Gave him everything he wanted. You're going to tell me that they didn't bring Hackett in? I wouldn't have brought Hackett in to walk my dog.
That's an Aaron Rodgers decision.
Right. My point is, Rodgers didn't hire him. They hired him. Do you remember?
Okay. Yes.
They hired him to look
Rodgers
here.
Rodgers didn't hire him, but Rodgers did hire him. Let's be
He
honest.
was going to come here with or without Hackett.
Bullshit.
No, he
I
was.
don't agree with you.
There's nobody that wanted him. They all gave up on him because
He was
of
going to
bullshit.
stay in Green Bay.
He wasn't going to stay in Green Bay.
He was going to stay.
Green
He was
Bay-
either going to stay in Green Bay
No.
or retire.
You're wrong. Green Bay never wanted him there. They told him straight out, we are going to let you go.
That was after he came back.
It's so hard for me to sit and argue with a Jet fan who stands there and still shops this shit around.
Chops what around? What
You
the fuck
still,
are you talking about?
I'm telling you, you're an apologist for this team.
I'm not an apologist for
You
the
want to
team.
change the course of this team?
What I'm saying is the Jets, with the talent that they have, no matter the coach, no matter the GM, with the talent they had, would still be in the same position they are in.
I disagree with you. I disagree with you. Move on to the next subject because I'm not changing my opinion about that. I'm sorry. The owner has done stupid things. He doesn't know what he's doing. He hires the wrong people. You let a guy that comes in, has never even coached one game, get rid of your first ballot Hall of Famer because you can't handle
Well,
it.
first of all, he's not our first ballot Hall of Famer.
Okay.
He's not a Jet.
At the time, he was.
He's not a Jet.
Okay.
He
At
is
the
a Packer.
time, he was.
He is a Packer.
Okay. Doesn't
He's
matter.
going to go into Hall of Fame as a Packer.
Now, if you want to
Not
really
a
play,
Jet.
you want to play that, okay. So Tom Brady, when he won the Super Bowl with Tampa, I'm sure them fans are going, we don't want it because you really are.
Well,
You belong up in Boston.
They'll take the Super Bowl, but they.
Exactly.
Do you honestly? He went into the Hall of Fame. He's going to go in the Hall of Fame as a New England Patriot.
Not a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
I don't care. Don't give a
So if
shit.
you
Don't care about the Hall of Fame. Don't bring in Hall of Fame.
Okay? That's not my point is you just don't go around getting rid of a guy who's done nothing, getting rid of a first ballot Hall of Famer.
When you're breaking everything down and you're starting from fresh, yes, you do. Especially if you do not have the cap room to do it. Especially when that quarterback is 42 years old.
This is the problem that's out there, folks. If you're a Jet fan and you're a Jet and you're like an apologist for this regime,
It's not being an
then you know what?
apologist.
This is what you're going to get. You're going to get this. But if you want to do, if you want to do the same thing every 3 years and sit there and go, oh, look, we changed our uniforms. Don't you feel good about that? But meanwhile, the team can't complete a pass. This is what you're going to get. If you want to sit there and rehire your general manager that has no experience, this is what you're going to get. But if you want bold things, you hire people that have at least a little bit of I don't know, what am I looking for? What am I looking for? Experience. You have two coaches out there right now that could single-handedly change the direction of this franchise.
Why didn't anybody who needed a head coach this year hire Mike McCarthy then?
Mike McCarthy only came out last year. Mike McCarthy did not interview with anybody but the Jets. He wanted the Jet job. Okay, and once again, they stuck it up his ass.
Says who?
Says me. He interviewed before they interviewed Glenn. Where have you been?
I understand that, but that doesn't mean he wanted the Jets job. He interviewed for the Jets job because that was the most fucking probable that he was going to get until Aaron Glenn came along.
I'm confused. I'm confused with you because now you're saying Mike McCarthy didn't have many options. How do we know? How do we know it was in his inbox? We don't know. You don't know it, and I don't know it. But I do know he interviewed for the Jets. What are you doing now?
Because we're going to go through this because I'm pissed off.
You should be. Your team sucks. And you keep accepting the same shit over and over again.
We're going to go through first-year head coaches and first-year
I'm not saying it. I got the list right there.
first-year GMs.
I got the list. You want the list? Here we go. Okay. We'll go back to Herm Edwards in 2000. Now, I'm not going to go past this regime because this is all part of the current ownership, which is what.
No. I'm not talking about just Jets.
Oh, well, you can go on to that. Go ahead. That's fine.
I'm
Right.
talking about first-year head coaches this year.
All right. You going to talk about that kid down in Jacksonville?
Duval.
Yeah.
Him. Yeah.
Okay. I thought he was a fucking total asshole.
He is a total asshole.
Huh?
He is a total asshole.
Well, he just has a
Get foreign.
he has a good
Oh.
quarterback.
Okay. That couldn't get out of his own way last year. All right.
Because he had Doug Marrone as a head coach. Doug Marrone's a fucking idiot.
Oh, that's why the Jets were touting Doug Marrone. Okay.
So you have Dave Canales, who coaches the Carolina Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
He is a first-year head coach.
Okay.
He's 3-3.
Right.
Right? With a team that is notoriously sucky.
Okay.
With a quarterback who is a Justin Fields-esque quarterback in Bryce Young. Okay? So he's 3-3. They're 1-7. Hold up. Sorry, this is last year. My bad. Why is that?
Why we're talking about all this other shit? I don't understand. Wait, what's your purpose here? This is a Jet podcast.
No, I understand that, but your whole thing on this idea of first-time head coaches are always a bad thing.
I didn't say that.
You did say
I did not. What I'm saying is the Jets have done it now for the last 15 years. At some point, if you're going to pick somebody that's actually decent, do your fucking homework. Don't do it because it's a feel-good story. Robert Saleh, they only did it for whatever reason. I think it was because he was the first Muslim or something. That was a feather in their cap. Like, that's a big fucking deal. All right? This is the problem I have. All these people that they have picked were not worth it. When you pick a first-year head coach, it's a crapshoot. So at some point after the crapshoot for 15 years, and you still can't get it right, more than 15 years, Rex Ryan was the only one they had actually did it right with.
Uh-huh.
All right? So before that, you had Herm Edwards and you had Eric Mangini. So now we're going back 20 years. So the crapshoot was horrible.
Wait. So Herm Edwards has more playoff wins than Rex Ryan. That's the truth.
You'd have to pull that up. I don't know.
Are you going to tell me that Herm Edwards was a bad head coaching decision, even though he has more playoff wins and appearances than Rex Ryan does?
No, I'm going to say that he didn't work out with the Jets, and he's part of the problem with the first-year coaches. Was he good enough to get the Jets to the playoffs? Yes.
So you have to put in Rex Ryan in that same list.
Okay, you want to put Rex Ryan? That's fine. He had, I don't know. I'll take the Rex Ryan era over all of them. I was in the AFC Championship twice.
2 good years.
Okay.
And the rest were horrible.
The rest were horrible for what reason? Because the GM at the time was in turmoil. He decided that he knew better than everybody else, and he started getting rid of these players, and then left Rex Ryan with nobody.
With Rex Ryan's back.
Okay.
He did it with Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan, are you going to tell me?
Lost him his
are you going to tell me that Rex Ryan was not in on as big as Rex Ryan and?
No, I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you that at all. That would be bullshit. That would be bullshit. So what point are you trying to make here?
So what I'm saying is you're sitting here praising Rex Ryan years.
I said they were the most successful years out of all the coaches.
But that's not true.
So Herm Edwards had more. Herm Edwards was a better coach than Rex Ryan for the Jets.
I'm not saying better coach, but are you talking about better coach or more successful? There's two different things.
Either or.
So Herm Edwards was more successful as the Jets head coach than Rex Ryan was.
Okay, then why did he lose his job?
Because of that last year. Okay. So why did Rex Ryan lose his job?
I don't know, because they were supposed to fire him, and then they brought Idzik in. And remember that little bullshit out, and he made the circle of the stadium because everybody thought he was getting fired. And then Idzik said, "We're going to keep this coach one more year. We're going forward." I don't know. I don't know with the Jets. I don't know. All I know is you do the same thing over, and it has not worked yet. I would feel better if when they hired a guy like these two, the idiots that they got in there now, I would feel better if the owner came out and goes, "You know what, guys? I like these two guys. We're going to try this again. We weren't too successful the last 20 years. We're going to try it again." At least I know they're crazy. At least I know they're admitting their mistakes, and they're just going to keep trying it again. But what I don't like is when you get guys that have Hall of Fame resumes that you just decided they're not good enough for you because they might know more than you. And that's not hard to do.
Herm Edwards has a better winning percentage, not by much, than Rex Ryan does.
Okay.
Herm Edwards has a .488 winning percentage. Rex Ryan has a .479 winning percentage.
So both coaches are fucking jerk-offs because they couldn't fucking get 500.
Rex Ryan has 16 more games coached than Herm Edwards does, which means one more full season. Herm Edwards, 2001-2005. Rex Ryan, 2009 to 2014.
Okay.
Rex Ryan has one more coached playoff game. So I was wrong. One more coached playoff game than Herm Edwards. Herm Edwards is 2-3 in the playoffs. Rex Ryan is 4-2.
And Rex Ryan did that with Mark Sanchez. Herm Edwards did it with who?
Chad Pennington.
Right. Chad Pennington, much better quarterback than Sanchez could ever be.
We can have that argument.
Now, leave that for another show,
Yeah,
but no.
Rex Ryan's last year compared to Herm Edwards last year, Rex Ryan went 4-12. Herm Edwards went, where is it? Herm Edwards also went 4-12 in the last year.
Basically, we are arguing right now, you and I, about two steamy piles of shit.
Yeah.
Which would be better than what you got now.
Where Mangini, in between sandwiched in between Rex Ryan and Herm Edwards, coached 48 games, went 23-25 with a .479 winning percentage. Had only one playoff appearance in his 3 years coached, and lost that playoff game. In Mangini's final year, which was 2008, they went 9-7. The reason why he was fired was because of the whole Brett Favre debacle.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why Mangini was fired.
Okay.
Had nothing to do with the team sucking. They did go 9-7. They had bad quarterback play, but they decided that the general manager decided to not go forward with Mangini, and just decided to go with Rex Ryan instead.
My point taken, guy. So the guy was a decent coach, and he wound up getting fired because the Hall of Famer that you brought in, that everybody thought was going to be the savior of the franchise, decided to go around showing his cock to everybody.
Well, no, I mean he
got hurt and never told anybody.
He got hurt and didn't. I mean, the cock thing was a whole different situation. I don't think that had anything to do with it. That was during the offseason.
That's better for my quarter. I want my quarterbacks. I have a rule. Don't show your penis during the season. Got it. Go ahead, next.
That's the reason why Mangini definitely his first year Mangini, he went 10-6.
Don't forget he was in the middle of that scandal with the video Spygate.
Yeah, Spygate. Well, that's not his scandal.
He's the one who opened his mouth. If he didn't open his mouth, there would have never been a Spygate.
Well, fuck them.
Well, don't forget, you had a lot of heat put on the Jets by the league because, God forbid, when you go after, Bill Belichick, there's a problem.
Oh, when you come from,
he's still wonderful down there, right, North Carolina.
Well, they suck, and they're actually talking about a buyout right now.
Yeah, because he sucks, because he was nobody without fucking, what's his name? What else?
So, yeah, I don't think.
Hey, he's great at coming out of houses at 3 o'clock in the morning. Sneaking out, doing that, whatever.
We didn't touch anything I wanted to touch on the 2025 Jets. It was just a debate session between you and I. But I don't really
have much to say about the 2025 Jets, though. You said it all. They got a rookie head coach, rookie general manager. Okay, they gave $30 million to an unproven quarterback while they jettisoned a Hall of Fame, 2 Hall of Fame players because they didn't like what they were doing. They wanted to start over and put their stamp on him. Enough said.
Who's the second one?
Devontae Adams can be in a Hall of Fame.
He didn't want. Look, he went to Matthew Stafford. He wants to play with a Hall of Fame quarterback. You put him on the team without a Hall of Fame quarterback. That's like what he did in Oakland.
That's irrelevant to me. Irrelevant to me. I don't care.
But look, 2025 might be the pain before the payoff. All right, the young core is there. The heart is there. Why are you laughing at me?
What heart? What heart did they go? What cut? What was the heart on that offense on Sunday?
You did not see Garrett Wilson. I'm talking about the young core. You did not see Garrett Wilson coming off the.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did. When the stupid-ass fucking first-year coach decided to do that stupid, I'm going to sit on the other team's lead going into the locker room. Absolutely. I did. And you know what's going to happen? I'll tell you what's going to happen. Before the end of the year, as soon as it's a trading deadline, you're not going to have a Breece Hall to worry about anymore, but they're going to trade him, and they're going to get nothing for him. They might get a 4th-round pick, but that's the Jets, okay? They're going to wind up letting fucking the kid on defense go, which basically I'm not a big fan of him anyway. Sauce Gardner, to me, he's not what he...
Well, apparently they're talking about trading Quinnen Williams also.
That's what I mean. So where's your heart going? They're going to start next year with no talent. At least they got some. They're going to start next year with no talent.
Look,
and hold on. Then we're going to hear, it's all first-year players. He's got to really gel. And meanwhile, they're 0-9.
Look.
Get the fuck
They're
out.
0-6 with the talent now. So how far down can you fucking go?
Because all right, fine. You want to play it that way? That's fine. That's like Ralph Kiner telling the Pittsburgh Pirates he needed more money. And you know what Branch Rickey told him? I could come in last place without you. You're right. I get it. But if you want to go forward, you're supposed to, I know you're a Jet fan, but here's the object of the season.
Yeah, because
you're supposed
the
to
hat
win.
and the shirt tells you differently.
I'm honest about it. You're supposed to want to win. You're supposed to want to win the game.
I also know I do want to win.
You know
But
what?
I also know when you don't have the talent to win, then you get what you fucking get.
Okay. All right. Continue, because I just told you what you're going to have. By the end of the year, you're going to have no talent. At least you have some. You can build off that. You can work on that. So next year when you have no talent and they blow the draft again.
I've been hearing about the Jets having talent for the last 15 fucking years. All right, I've been hearing about it.
No, top 10
no.
the last years.
Listen,
That's
yeah.
talent.
Yeah, you're right. Top 10 defense the last 2 years. They still went 4-12.
Okay.
All right. They went fucking 7-11,
Last year,
7-10.
Last year, that last
All right,
year,
so
that interim coach didn't know what he was doing.
Stop it. I don't want to hear that bullshit. All right.
You're right.
I didn't. I don't want to hear.
Stop
it.
First place.
Stop it.
I'm going to fire the coach because he
I
lost.
do not want to hear about any of that. I'm tired.
it.
I'm tired of this whole thing where look, you want to sit there. Oh, they got rid of this one. They got rid of that one. They got rid of Aaron Rodgers and they had a top 10 talent. So they had a Hall of Fame quarterback and a top 10 talent, and they still went 4-12.
They also had a fucking interim head coach.
I don't care. The talent is still
They
there.
had Breece Hall that was hurt most of the season.
If you're going to tell me the talent is there,
Are you kidding me?
if you're going to tell me the talent is there, the talent's there no matter who's the coach.
It's bullshit. I put Mike McCarthy on that team last year. He would have won the fucking Super Bowl.
You're fucking bull. You're such a.
You don't. You
So-
get this.
So it's
You would
it's
have
either
talent.
so it's but the talent's there. They didn't have to bring anybody there. Who brought Aaron Rodgers there?
The Jet Brass.
So are you saying? You're saying
Have a moment.
no. You're saying that who brings the talent there? Mike McCarthy would have brought talent there. The Jets brought the talent there.
Right.
The Jets filled this team with talent, did they not?
For the most part.
That's including the head coach. That's including the GM. Yes,
That's fine.
we can both agree on that, right?
No, that was the owner. That had nothing to do with the GM.
Okay, but the GM had to fill the roster with talent.
No, the GM went basically on his knees. Him and the owner and Hackett basically went on their knees to beg Aaron Rodgers to come here. Had nothing to do with things.
I'm
Don't forget Saleh. Saleh wanted to go, but yeah, when you got him here, Saleh did not know how to coach.
I'm talking about the talent on the roster.
And by the way, his defense were wonders this week.
Take fucking Rodgers off the board, which they brought in. All right, they had the Breece Hall there. I mean, Breece Hall was not hurt last year.
Yes, he was.
No, he was not hurt.
Okay,
last
go ahead.
He
Continue.
was hurt the year before. All right, that's number one. They still had Garrett Wilson there.
Mm-hmm.
You had Alan Lazard, who is a slot, not a top slot.
Alan Lazard, he
But-
wasn't very good.
Yeah, you have Alan Lazard, and then halfway through, not even before the trade deadline, which is week 7 or week 8, you had you brought in Devontae Adams, who was an elite wide receiver
Right.
with an elite offensive line who did a lot better than they did the year before. Yes, are we agreeing on that one?
Right.
Then you had a top 10 defense.
Right.
So why was this team 4-12?
Because last year,
Yes.
because you had an interim coach, didn't know what he was doing. You fired the head coach, remember? And he wasn't that good either.
He was 2-3, and the offense did not know what it was doing.
But yet they were playing for first place.
Because Buffalo sucked.
Didn't matter. You had a
It
chance.
did suck. If
You had a chance to be in first fucking place,
no.
and you.
You're right. You're exactly right.
My
Wait.
point.
No. It's not your point because it's a stupid fucking point.
No, it's the correct
Because
point.
if you sit here and tell me, well, we were playing for first place, Buffalo's 5-0, and the Jets are 2-3 going into that Monday night game. You still would firing the head coach make the decision better because Buffalo was 5-0 then?
I don't understand the question.
So if Buffalo has a better record, and you're not playing for first place, you're playing for second because you're 2-3. You're not even playing for second.
Well,
you are second.
Like this answer, guys.
You are second. Buffalo's 5-0 coming into that game.
They weren't, but okay.
You're right. They weren't.
The scenario.
But you're changing all the scenarios. You are.
Are they going to play for first place?
Hold on. But if you could play the if game by saying if Mike McCarthy was here, then that's playing the if game. You're changing scenarios, right?
Right.
I'm doing the same thing in the opposite direction.
Okay, so now what I'm going to tell you straight out is the guy that calls the shots, the big owner, Woody, the big sign, Woody.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, he's the guy that calls that. He's the one who personally fired fucking Saleh. Do you remember when he decided to have the security guards escort him out of the building?
Yeah.
Okay. So at that point, didn't he or the genius general manager at that point realize we have nobody to take his place? They had to know that Ulbrich wasn't the answer.
That happens.
But they did it anyway.
That happens with any.
Oh no!
Fired.
That's exactly my point.
That
they
happens.
don't know what they're doing.
Any coaches that get fired during.
You know what?
Can you let me fucking finish a sentence?
Yeah, finish it because you're making no sense.
I am making sense. I'm pissing off. No sense. You're not letting me finish a fucking sentence.
Good.
You're sitting here telling me that any coach that gets fired in the middle of the season, one of the coordinators becomes the interim. That happens all the time. No,
yes.
So no fucking, no person, no GM.
I already said yes.
They don't sit there and hire Mike McCarthy in the middle of a season. All right, that has never happened in the history of football.
Yes.
Okay, so them firing Saleh, that was going to happen no matter what.
No, it wasn't going to happen no matter what. Woody had it up his ass because Woody, at that point, I got all the pressure from the media. Got to make a change, got to make a change, got to make a change. So he fires him 5 games into the fucking season.
Because the offense was not performing, which the offense needed to do. Because your big savior,
the defense,
Aaron Rodgers, with his butt buddy Nathaniel Hackett, could not get the offense going.
Exactly. Nathaniel Hackett, I told you before, I wouldn't let him walk my dog. The guy stinks, and his father even worse.
So if you're going to be based on the decision of Aaron Rodgers, who brought in, well, no, he didn't bring in, but the reason why Nathaniel Hackett is there because of Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers, that's his butt buddy, that's his boy, that's his this, that's his that.
Gotcha.
So that's an Aaron Rodgers decision, right?
I guess so, yeah.
So what makes you think Aaron Rodgers is that good of a fucking person if he brought this asshole offensive coordinator in?
I don't know. He's been successful every fucking year. He's got a Super Bowl.
He's won a Super Bowl 15 years ago.
Okay. None of the current Jets staff at that point, except for Hackett, has a Super Bowl ring. So then
Hackett didn't have a Super Bowl ring.
Let me ask you a question.
Hackett does not have a Super Bowl.
Oh, he wasn't his coordinator when he won the Super Bowl?
No.
Okay, so I'm wrong there. But my point is, you didn't have a plan. You didn't you didn't realize that, no, Ulbrich can't do the job. You have somebody.
That happens with any coaches that get fired during the season.
They'll fire them during the season when they know they don't got it.
Yes, they do.
Okay, the guys that they bring in, they got to have some kind of confidence in them. If they had confidence in Ulbrich, that just right to the heart of the matter. These people that are running the Jets are stupid.
So you had 2 decisions when firing Saleh. It was Ulbrich or it was Hackett. Which one of you? No.
Saleh.
When firing Saleh, it's Ulbrich or Hackett.
Saleh.
You only have 2 decisions here.
No.
You're firing Saleh.
I don't fire them for them too. Because as the owner and the GM, you got to know that, you know what? Maybe they just don't know what they're doing. Maybe because of the Jets' top defense,
hold on.
Maybe he's got something here.
Right, so the head coach you just said he doesn't know what he's doing. You're going to keep him, but he doesn't know what he's doing.
For the rest of the year, I'm all for keeping Aaron Glenn for the rest of the year because I don't have any faith in that staff at all. You're going to tell me they're going to bring in the offensive coordinator? The guy doesn't know what he's doing.
No, it would probably go to Kevin Wilkes or what?
I wouldn't do it either. Wilkes was in Carolina. He stunk. He was in San Francisco. He stunk. Okay, everywhere he's not been that good. Let's not forget we've had 2 good games under Wilkes.
No, right. I get that.
No, I wouldn't fire Glenn right now.
But my point is, what I'm saying here is you're sitting here playing the what if game. If they brought in this head coach, they would have been better. If they brought in that head coach, would have been better. So the only problem that you have with them firing Saleh is because they were playing for first place against a Buffalo team, in which was not being Buffalo, just like they are now, even though they are 4-2, but they got their asses spanked last night. against a weaker opponent.
That's irrelevant.
They're playing on a Monday night against a Buffalo team that was not playing, in which we know the Buffalo team can play. If Buffalo,
So you want to upset the apple cart going in?
If Buffalo's 5-0 and the Jets are 2-3 going into that game, the Jets are not playing. Even if Buffalo's 4-2,
Oh, man.
even if Buffalo's 4-2, you're not playing for first place. Everyone is okay with Robert Saleh getting fired because that offense does not know what it's doing, because everyone's looking at Aaron Rodgers as he's the one making decisions, not Robert Saleh. So don't tell me that there's more reasons why they should have kept Robert Saleh. No. The only reason they should have kept Robert Saleh is if they had a better record, and they didn't. Robert Saleh had 3 years in which he stunk, and that's why he got fired.
Why did he stink, Joe?
Why did he stink? Because he didn't have the talent around him, and he's not a good head coach.
Okay, all right.
And he's not that good of a head coach.
So, all right, final shot here. Say what you want to say, and I'll say what I want to say, and then we move on here, because right now, this can go on for 3 or 4 hours, and I don't think TikTok wants us to be doing this. But go ahead.
I don't give a fuck what TikTok has.
Your final judgment of the current status of the New York Jets and where you think they're going.
The current status of the New York Jets, I think the Jets right now, they have to get even with themselves. They have to sit here and figure out who the fuck they are, because they don't have an identity. All right, we tried to establish a run. The offense can't do anything. The defense played like shit the first 4 or 5 games. Now the defense has a really good game. The offense can't do nothing. So they don't know who they are. They don't know what they want to do. And yes, that falls under the head coach. I completely agree with you. That falls in the GM. That falls in the head coach. Falls in both of them. But the problem here is that the Jets do not have talent on the offensive side or the defensive side, and that is the GM's fault. So, I don't know what to do from here. I don't know where to go from here.
That's easy.
It's not easy.
I'll give you my scenario when you're done.
Because you're not going to get rid of all these people mid-season right now. And I don't think you're getting rid of them going into next year either. So you have 2 years at least with this head coach.
Not a chance. Go ahead.
It is a chance. He's not going to fire Aaron Glenn a year in.
Well, knowing him, he probably will give him a bonus. Can I go?
He's also not going to fire the GM a year in also.
Can I go?
Yes, go ahead.
I'm going to speak to the Jet fan out there, if you're listening or you're watching, whatever. If you don't see what's going on and you don't throw this squarely at the feet of the owner, then you have not been paying attention. Okay, you cannot continue going down this road of rookie general managers and rookie head coaches and getting the same results every year, but proclaiming how you're doing something different. If you want change, wait a minute, I didn't give you any fart noises. Don't give me any. If you want change, the only simple way to do it, I mean, you're not, look, first of all, the owner's not going to sell because he thinks he knows what he's doing. But if he ever had a moment of clarity, you have 2 coaches out there right now that can actually help the Jets. And right away would give them an instant identity. Okay, are you done, or am I going to get my words in? We heard your failed stuff. Let me give you mine. Wow. If you bring in a Mike McCarthy at the end of the season, and I don't want to see Aaron Glenn fired right now, give him the rest of the year. Hey, maybe he gets lightning in a bottle. I don't know. But you don't have the quarterback to do that right now. If you can bring in a Mike McCarthy or a John Gruden, let them do the drafting of your next quarterback. You'll have a very high pick. Let them run the show. They're established. They have Super Bowl rings. They know what they're doing. We have not had that yet. Let them bring a quarterback in and develop him, because there has been nobody that has developed a quarterback for the Jets in the last, I don't know, since Joe Namath.
Oh, my God.
All right? So that's my pick. You bring somebody in who knows what they're doing. Let them run the team. Let them show you what the experience is all about. Let them figure it out. Mm-hmm. Go on vacation. Leave them alone. Let them bring in who they want to bring in. Let them use their experience to get the show right. That's all I'm asking. But I guarantee you, it ain't going to be that way. Because Woody Johnson is flat out stupid. He has no clue what he's doing. His brother Christopher is even more of a moron. They don't know.
Uh-huh.
And as long as we continue filling the stadium and buying their new jerseys every year, because they have a new jersey, it seems, every year, new uniforms. Just look at the decisions that have been made this year alone. And then maybe, just maybe, you'll realize that you're rooting for a team that has no direction, and it's coming strictly from ownership.
Uh-huh.
They don't know what they're doing, and they never will.
Uh-huh.
That's my piece. Go ahead. I'm
Okay.
done.
So you're again, you're gonna
I
sit.
said I was done.
You're gonna sit here and tell me that the two head coaches in which you said who had multiple opportunities at other places,
I'm going. I said what I said.
multiple opportunities.
said what I said.
At other places.
I said what I said.
And failed at both places.
Okay. I
You're
said
the answer.
what I said.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Jeff fans, for watching. If you watch the stream, if you're going to watch us on YouTube, please sound off in the comments of whether you agree with Mr. Old School here or me, whatever you decide.
Because his new school stuff has produced so many wins.
Yeah, I'm not going into it
You
anymore.
shouldn't go there because you don't know what you're doing
Yeah,
either.
I don't know what I'm doing, obviously.
Glad we agree.
But please go like and follow the YouTube and the Green Army Media YouTube, and go watch all of our other shows. Is This Real Podcast, and we'll see you next time.
After 0-7.
Gotham Green Radio. Good night.